Okay, YouTube, today we're at the Porsche dealer and I'm going to tell you how to buy a new car. It doesn't have to be a Porsche, but I figured this was a good place to film it. Okay, say you want to buy a new car. No matter what new car to buy, you should know a couple things. First of all, the first thing I would do as a shopper is use the internet. Let's find out what those cars are actually selling for, not necessarily what the MSRP is. So let's just say that this Panamera 4 here has a sticker price of $80,000. You're not going to go in there and buy it for $50,000, right? So there are sites, you can go to Edmunds, Kelley Blue Book, TrueCar, and find out what that car should be selling in your area. So let's just say, for example, that car sells for $75,000. Now you know that's a good target price you should get to. There's something called holdback. You can look this up. A lot of car companies, Porsche, Audi, BMW, GM, they give holdback to their dealers. So let's just say $80,000 is the sticker price, $75,000 is basically the invoice number. The dealer may still get 2 or 3% of that number, even if they sold that car for invoice. Best time to go is the end of the month. Usually they have sales quotas to make. Let's say a dealer makes $500, for example, on every car they sell. I'm sure on a Porsche it's more, or even $1,000 for every car they sell. If they hit their sales numbers of 30 cars, 50 cars, whatever it is, you know, they're going to get an extra $500 or $1,000 on each car. So sometimes dealers will actually lose money on those last 2 or 3 cars at the end of the month, just because they're going to get so much money for hitting their quota that they can make up for it. So for example, if you know the car's $80,000 now and you can get it for $75,000, there are lease calculators online. We're just using Porsche for an example because I happen to be at a Porsche dealer. What you could do is go online on a lease calculator on Porsche's website. I would use the manufacturer's website, not the dealer's website, and configure a lease, you know, 15, 10, 5,000 miles a year. Cap cost reduction is your down payment. Typically for every $1,000 you put down, you save $20 a month. So if that lease payment is $100 too high, realistically, to get to where you need to be, you're going to have to put an extra $5,000 down to get that $100 a month. If you want to buy, it's real simple. Don't go to the dealer and say, I can afford $500 a month, because maybe instead of a 5-year loan or a 3-year loan, he's going to give you a 7-year loan to make more money. Dealers don't want you to buy cash. They want you to finance or lease, especially finance, because they're going to sell that loan to the bank and make money, extra money. That's called the back end, when they sell you warranties and financing. And that a lot of times can be just as much money, if not more, than actually what they sold the car for. So a lot of times if you get a great advertised deal, they're going to try to sell you some insurance or some warranty, or want you to finance through them. So have your own financing in place. If you have a home equity, you could put on your home equity. If you're certain you're going to pay off the car in time, because home equities are usually amortized over 15 years instead of 5. So you could have an artificially low payment and then get yourself in trouble because now you can't pay your house. But the advantage of a home equity is the interest is tax deductible. The interest on a car loan is not. We'll do another video, the difference between buying and leasing. But financing is real easy. There's finance calculators online. Just figure out if you know the interest rate, making up numbers here, say it was 6% for 5 years, and that comes out to $800 a month or whatever it is. Have your own financing in place. The dealer may charge you a much higher interest rate, and they're going to sell that money off to the bank, so you're not going to get the lowest interest rate. You can figure out with a finance calculator exactly what you have. So now if you know this $80,000 car costs $75,000, you realistically can get it for $75,000. That's your target. Shop around to different dealers. You don't necessarily have to go to the dealer by your house. Even where I live, there's 4 or 5 Porsche dealers within a half-hour, 45-minute drive. And you know what? Pit all those dealers against each other so you can get a price. You can even do it over the phone. When you go to a dealership, they try to make a test drive take 45 minutes by the time they get you in the car and take your information, because they want to wear you down. So you go, oh, I don't have to do this again. I don't want to come back and spend another hour or 2 at the dealership. I'm just going to buy the car now. And you know, it's just like if you're hungry and thirsty, don't shop when you're hungry. You know, don't shop for a car when you're pressed for time, because you're just going to want to get it over with. So have your financing in order, know what's a realistic price, know what your down payment is. If you have a trade-in, I recommend trying to sell the car privately. If it's a good car and it's not falling apart, the transmission is fine, the clutch is fine, sell it privately. You can join any of your internet forums, you know, join the Corvette forum or the Porsche forum, whatever your car is, the Audi forum, and you could, there'll probably be an enthusiast there willing to buy your car, especially if you kept the service records and maintained it. Now, if the car's falling apart, you know, an advantage is to trade it in, because the dealer assumes that liability. The last thing you want to do is sell a car that the clutch is going, or the transmission is going, or the engine is going, you know, and put that on a unsuspected new buyer. In my state where I live, you can actually save on sales tax. So you trade in your car for $20,000. Here, the sales tax in New Jersey is 7%. It's like getting another $1,400 for your trade. I traded in my CLA 45 AMG because I was going to sell it for $40,000. The trade-in they gave me was like $38,000, and that came out to almost $41,000, and that was more than I would get the trade themselves. So I traded it in on the M2. Typically, I don't do that. So know your numbers, know your financing, and you know exactly what that car is going to cost. And if that car's out of your price range, you know, maybe you want to get a used car. Take this Panamera, for example. If this car is $80,000 new, you know what? You could probably get this exact car with 20,000 miles on it for $55 or $60. The higher MSRP they have, the more loaded with options, the quicker that they're going to depreciate. Okay? We'll do another video, how to buy a used car. We'll do another video, the difference between buying and leasing. But the biggest advice I could give you for buying a new car is know your numbers. So know exactly what you can realistically get that car for. You're not getting this $80,000 car for $60,000. Know what the monthly payment is, what you feel comfortable. Figure out what you're comfortable a month, $200, $300, $400, $1,000 a month, and then shop backwards. Maybe, you know, $500 a month is a $30,000 loan. So if you need a $40,000 car, you're going to have to put $10,000 down plus your sales tax, fees, registration, whatever your state charges to buy that $40,000 car. You may have to need $43,000 or $44,000 out of your pocket. So now you're putting $13,000, $14,000 out of your pocket if you're only comfortable with financing $30,000. All right, and you should know exactly what that payment is. Have your own financing in place. You can probably get a loan from your own bank rather than going to the dealer. Leave any comments below for what videos you want to see if you have any questions. Thanks for subscribing, and please share these videos so we can grow our channel. Thanks again, and be sure to subscribe. Have a great day. Thanks for your support.